And here we go. Just going right into something here. Let me turn it back up. Oh, that's God of War in the background. That was Kratos and, that's Uncharted. Okay, this isn't a game. This is a preview of things. There's Pac-Man. Spot the references. This is Gran Turismo. Let me turn it down a little bit. We could see some Final Fantasy today. Wait, this is copyrighted music, isn't it? I vaguely recall this song. It's like it's a remix, maybe. Might have to delete the VOD. Queen captured, what? It's a very interesting intro. Okay, that's Horizon. That's Aloy. Ratchet and Clank.
I'm Jim Ryan, President and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, and welcome to the PlayStation Showcase. At PlayStation, we believe in pushing boundaries and setting the benchmark for creativity and excellence in entertainment. We always love the opportunity to speak directly with our community. The new technology in PS5 enables development teams to build more exciting, immersive, and compelling worlds, showcasing their creative vision as storytellers. We've never been more grateful for
Ghost
the
of
PlayStation
Tsushima.
community.
Returnal.
So thank you for allowing us time to share some significant updates and brand new content. So without further ado, let's look at some new and amazing games.
All right, let's do it. Whoa. Wait, is this KOTOR, the KOTOR remake?
Peace is a lie.
This could be the KOTOR remake.
That is what the Sith believe. They promise power. Now they wield it. We face the greatest Sith in generations.
Holy crap.
They must be stopped.
Wow. There's no way it's PS5 only. There's no way. No way. If they... No, there's no way. That's been rumored for a long, long time. It's not like a super surprise to me, but it's great to see it. It was rumored that Asper was doing that game. Now this I don't immediately recognize. Surf's Up? Never heard of that studio. I am pretty blown away that they started this show with KOTOR. No one would have called that. You know what? That could have been the game that Schreier was referring to.
하늘에 계신 어머니시여, 저희는 지구를 지키지 못했습니다. 적들을 물리치고 인류를 구원하려는 신성한 의무를 다하지 못하였습니다. 하지만 이제 저희가 다시 내려와 남은 목숨 끝까지 바쳐 싸울 것을 맹세하오니 부디
This has got to be a new IP.
저희를 거두어 주시고 저희를 유혹에 빠지지 않게 하소서. 지하 시설, 방공호 같은 건가?
여긴 지하철역이야. 사람들을 태우고 거미줄처럼 도시를 누비던 교통수단이지. 뭐 다 지난 얘기지만 말이야. 잠깐 네이티브가 시체에 기생하고 있다니. 매복이야.
Yeah, honestly, the start of the show, them showing KOTOR, like everybody's on Twitter right now just talking about that, and nobody's paying attention to what this game is. It's hard to follow up an announcement like that. A game that people have been waiting literally, what, 10, 15 years for.
아직 기다리고 있는 거야.
And then they're showing this, and everybody's like, I don't even care what this is.
전방에서 뭔가가.
But this looks like a new IP, I think. It's nothing that I recognize. Yeah, it kind of looks like a Bayonetta, but Sony or Nintendo owns Bayonetta. But I almost wonder if this is like Sony's attempt at doing a Bayonetta-style game. Wow, hello, pixelated. It's going too fast. The action looks very solid. Project Eve?
당신이 왜 이곳에?
설마 이브, 저건 알파 네이티브야.
All right. Oh, this is Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Darkness washes.
I don't think we have a release date for this yet.
Dun, dun, dun. The Dragon Lord has returned!
Fools! Your party of heroes can't stop me.
Who's ready to rickety roleplay? Spoiler? It's you, baby.
This game could be pretty fun. So, you know, is this a DLC? No, this is a full brand new game. It's a game in the Borderlands universe, but it's not actually a Borderlands game. Yeah, this has been shown before. That's why I knew what it was.
You know, some of you may be asking, Tina,
It's essentially
where
a
are the guns in
D&D
a
style
fantasy
game
world?
as well.
And I am just so glad you asked because shut up your face and get shooting!
Look at all the loot. So I'm just trying to think off the top of my head.
I'm in.
You ready, newbie?
That means there are,
Character sheets, baby!
what, 3 new confirmed Star Wars games? Or is it 4?
All right, trailer over. No
March
end credit scene here.
25th?
This
I
ain't
don't
no
think
super
we had a
duper
date
hero
for that.
movie.
3/25/21. We'll talk about the Star Wars games after the show. Or in the post-show. Square.
I'll let you in on a secret, but I'm a pretty big deal. Real big deal. We are getting out of the city, Homer. I promise we'll go somewhere that
Aw,
loves
it's
cats.
a nice cat.
No more fights. Clean air. Bright skies. What the actual fuck?
I think we've seen this game. But I don't remember the name of it because I think they changed the name. It was like Project something.
Wait, stop! Stop! Whoa. Where on earth is this?
Africa.
Who's there?
And technically not Earth. Well, not what you would call Earth, anyway.
I swear to God, asshole, show yourself!
Show myself. I've shown.
Where are you?
Right here, at the end of your arm. Oh, hello, yes.
Okay, so let me get this straight. I'm somewhere that's
Okay,
not what
yep.
I would call Earth.
We've seen this game.
I'm seeing a freaking dragon.
It looks really cool.
And, oh yeah, I'm talking to a cop. Did I
It's
just
like
do that?
a really fast-paced
I just moved shit with my
Warframe
freaking
style like
mind.
spellcasting game.
Yeah, okay, that is something I do now. I do magic.
The movement looks incredible.
I'll probably fly next.
No, you're just being ridiculous.
Oh, that's too far. Good to know there's a line. Our land suffers. You are the only hope we have. You're special.
You're the one that's planning on facing off with Sylar. Tanta Sylar is the strongest and most formidable of all the Tantas. You will be doing our land a great service by killing her.
Combat system looks really cool. Forspoken, that's right.
Frey. No name for a demon. I am the one you seek. The one and only Tanta Sylar.
All right, no date.
For decades, Team Rainbow has been the shield against the worst global threats imaginable. Hostage situations, biological weapons, the threat of nuclear war. But now, we face the greatest terror our world has ever known.
Okay, this has already been announced. Did they show the Star Wars one? They did.
If we want a shot at tomorrow, we will move as one.
Just looking on Twitter here real quick to see if there's any other updates.
We will do whatever it takes. As one. Together, we enter the unknown. Together, we fight for our future. And no one will be left behind.
January. This is from Epic and Remedy. Oh, is this Alan Wake?
It's coming for me. Whatever you do, don't go out in the dark. Stay in the light.
The Deerfest guests have already started to arrive. Just ran into one on the ferry. A famous artist.
Yeah, this was already announced.
Alice? Alice?
They're doing
My wife Alice, she's
Alan
missing.
Wake remake.
Last night I woke up to a nightmare. I was missing a week. What had happened to me? I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it. With it, I could save myself. I could save Alice.
Carl Stuckey. Pleased to meet you.
My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer.
There you go. I don't think I ever played that game back in the day. I want to say I was over at a friend's house and they had it. And I like briefly played it or something. A GTA ad? Get out of here.
Hello, Franklin.
What's up?
The only game that's been released more than this game is Skyrim.
Let's go, come on! I gotta run now, okay?
All right, bye, babe.
God, it's lonely up here. Come on, man, speed up. Get us out of here. Roger that. I think we're gonna literally make out like bandits on it.
Interesting that Lucasfilm Games has tweeted nothing about this KOTOR remake. Yeah, they do have a 4K trailer out. It's on the PlayStation YouTube.
There remains work yet undone. Critical work. People always decry the truth.
This is a weird game.
Face it. Still your fear. I will be her salvation.
Mari!
The time is nigh. The world rests on the precipice of transformation. A new age will dawn.
Oh, Ghostwire Tokyo. Okay. Haven't seen that game in a while. I didn't immediately recognize it. Some interesting music. Wonder if they're going to end this with God of War. Marvel. Is this Midnight Suns?
Guardians.
No, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Of the Galaxy.
This game looks good.
You came here seeking truth. Rejoice.
I hope this game's good.
The
I really do.
Matriarch wishes to share it with you. United in the light of belief, all suffering, all grief will end.
Oh! Ah! Ah!
What's wrong with you?
Oh, I think... Yeah, I think I'm having a heart attack.
Cease this at once.
Fine. Cosmo! How you doing, buddy?
Grand Unifier Raker, leader of the Church of Truths.
During that ritual with the priests, they kept talking about a promise.
It was like they were drinking funky juice or something.
Or joined the cult.
So let us investigate for you.
Always catch, Peter Quill. And not fun kind with Bob.
Hey, World Mind, long time no see.
The current probability of defeating
The Universal Church of Truth is
0.3%.
Is that bad? It sounds bad.
It is.
I hope you've got one hell of a speech plan, Peter.
That makes two of us. Follow me!
Yeah, there's actually a lot of gameplay of this already online. Yeah, it's a third-person action game. Also squad-based. So you can order the companions around.
By rejecting the promise, you have proven yourselves unworthy, and you must be destroyed.
It's also got a bunch of dialogue options. So, in theory, your playthroughs can be different.
That was completely intentional. The Milano's on her way. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, the game comes out in October. I've actually seen a bunch on that. Like I said, it looks good. Looks really good. Is this Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt? Yeah, Bloodlines 2, probably end of next year. This is their online multiplayer game. Yep. Yeah, it's some kind of battle royale thing, yeah.
Welcome to the Eon program.
I think this is Deathloop?
Your health, your enlightenment, your...
Or,
Not just freedom, we offer eternity.
Shut up.
Your esteemed visionaries believe the only thing missing from Black Reach is you.
The Visionaries. 8 geniuses who painted up a prison and named it Freedom. Locked us all in one repeating day. Their eternity. An endless party that you can never leave.
I am a storm rolling.
Yep, it's Deathloop. This is a Bethesda game.
Place is supposed to be unforgettable. A bunch of spaced out science nerds, brainwashed cultists flinging bombs, whatever these guys are doing, all spewing Eon's bullshit. So how come I don't remember shit? This Party Island hangover is not my thing. My thing is answers. Who are these people? What do they want with me? And why is she always one step ahead? Come on, Colt. You gotta put this together. Somebody built this place. Somebody's sending me these messages from the future, the past, whenever. And some jackass wrecked every plane out here. Is this a contest for them? Some type of experiment? How does this time loop work? Does anybody remember? Why is everyone wearing a mask? What are the black notes anymore? Who am I?
Colt, I want you to remember. I want you to remember why you came here.
Huh. Is that? Damn, I look good.
BioShock meets Dishonored? Yeah, something like that.
I've imagined myself a way out. Gonna break this time loop before it breaks me.
Deathloop, September 14th. That's like what, next week? This is a live camera from my basement. Lost something. What? What did I just watch? What? That's from Last of Us. Not unless they're just copying it. This is what you call a palate cleanser, which I think we need. Did it just turn into a bird? Oh, okay. And now I'm a dog.
Siap. Kalau cumuna Philip Meapur.
Mea G?
Sampai muna nyawak. Ite yang azo ikuhu ni angage. Ano si Lota din niya napet?
Chez Oleti.
That's cool. Aw, pet the crab. All right, PlayStation Studios.
The biggest pirate treasure of all
This is
time
Uncharted
within our grasp.
with Nathaniel Drake.
The Tusk of Ganesh? Now that's not an easy.
I wonder if they were going to promote the movie that's coming out. They're doing an Uncharted movie with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. Oh, this was leaked.
Last I checked, we're all
Uncharted is coming to PC. The entire collection. Yes.
Oh crap!
Everybody thought this was a fake leak.
With this treasure gets what they deserve.
This is like one of the best series ever made, and it's going to be on PC for the first time.
Are you ready to seek your fortune?
That's fantastic. What? That kind of ended weird. Feel like I'd go back and re-edit that.
I'm Herman Hulst, head of PlayStation Studios. PlayStation Studios, at its heart, is a diverse and passionate group of storytellers at our collective of AAA studios all across the globe. Everything we do is driven and inspired by storytelling. As creators, PlayStation 5 gives us the opportunity
So we've only
to
got
push
like
the
10 minutes of
boundaries
this left.
storytelling even further. Our world-class development teams at PlayStation
This is supposed to be
Studios have
40
already
minutes long.
delivered
We're at
such incredible gaming
33.
experiences for PS5, and we're only just getting started. As you'll see today with the lineup of exclusive games coming for PlayStation Studios, we're going to continue to drive innovation, advance gaming, while always embracing the legacy of PlayStation and creating games that matter. Games that you're not going to find anywhere else. Enjoy.
So the last 10 minutes is going to be all like crazy stuff. See, the problem is they started like so incredibly strong. What is this? Like legit, what is this? Insomniac. So they made the last two Spider-Man games, which were incredible. Is that Wolverine? I am taking a guess here. Oh my god. They're doing a Wolverine game. My guess was just simply based on the Bloody Knuckles. Insomniac is doing a Wolverine game. That's insane. So this has got to be Gran Turismo. Yeah, that's like a shocking announcement. Insomniac Wolverine. That's crazy. Because those last two Spider-Man games are legit incredible. Spider-Man PS4, when it came out, like, what, 3 years ago, it earned a spot in, like, my top 5 all-time games. It was incredible. Insomniac also has a very good track record. They also just did Ratchet & Clank, which got great reviews. So far we've had 2 shocking announcements. And a lot of the other stuff that we've seen so far has been like stuff I've already seen or just, you know, repeats. Also, as soon as we're done, we will be watching the trailer again. I've got it ready for you guys. We'll watch the 4K trailer. I've never played a Gran Turismo. I'm more of a Forza. These games can get pretty insane if you're into cars. Or just into racing. Are we getting a date? No? All right, what do we got here?
For as long as I can remember, I have looked for an equal. One who could push me.
What?
One who could surprise me.
So it's Miles and Peter Parker. Are they also announcing the next Spider-Man game today?
One who could even beat me.
Insomniac has gone crazy.
Yet all I found is disappointment.
Or is this just an expansion?
Finally gave me what I desired.
Oh, is this Venom or Carnage?
We will.
Yep, all right. Well, there we go. Spider-Man 2 announced. 2023, not a surprise. So is Wolverine next? There's no way Wolverine's next year. There's no way. Spider-Man 2. All right, we are knocking it out here. They have to end this on God of War. Also, we're at like time up here. We're at 40 minutes. Oh, there's Kratos. Here we go, chat. The music.
Time is running out. The prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok.
We turn it up.
War is coming. My story doesn't end hiding in these woods. I should be out there, finding out who I am, who Loki is.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
I don't want to fight anyone. I just want answers.
And if those answers lead to war with Asgard?
Oh boy.
Maybe that's what Mother wanted.
We do not know what Mother wanted.
Well, I recognize that dour expression anywhere. Odin's got tricks up his sleeve we haven't dared to consider.
What if there was someone who could help us?
You mean Tyr, the old god of war in these lands, who is dead?
Well, for a dead man, Odin seemed pretty keen on seeing he wasn't found.
If he's out there, we gotta find him.
Come in. what in all yarns be the happened to him?
We're trying to stop Ragnarok, to help people. And what if the only way to do that is war?
War is not the only way.
Stop thinking like a father for a moment and start thinking like a general.
No! You seem like a calm and reasonable person. Are you a calm and reasonable person?
Oh boy.
In moments of crisis, panic does nothing. Harness it. Let it serve you.
Here!
Are you coming with us?
You'll get your answer soon enough. Well, some of them.
Nice. That looked great. No date, though. I think Sony is a little bit careful on the release dates now. More updates, huh? All right. We're not done at 40 minutes? Or, wait a minute, is this a repeat of the start?
Unbelievable. Yes, yes, inconceivable. See myself as fairly reasonable.
How about we mute that for DMCA reasons? Well, we'll see if they're actually showing anything new here, or are we done? There's the big one, chat. We'll watch that trailer here in a minute. Or rewatch it, I'll say. Yeah, this conference had some pretty big announcements in it, but then also had a lot of repeat stuff that we've already seen. So it kind of puts it at like a middle of the road conference. I mean, even the repeat stuff that they showed, you know, it was good stuff. Like, it's good seeing Guardians again, Ghostwire Tokyo. They haven't really shown that much Forspoken. All right, we done with the copyrighted music?
And that was the PlayStation Showcase. We've got more info and updates coming right now. And I'm, in fact, joined by no less than PlayStation Studios head Herman Hulst. Herman, really strong showing here from PlayStation Studios tonight, including an awesome new look at GT7 and, finally, a release date.
GT7 is coming in March, and I don't think fans are going to be disappointed with what Yamauchi-san and Polyphony have been working on.
Wait, it had a release date?
What we're
Did I
doing
miss
with
that?
GT7 is we're pulling from the entire history of the franchise,
What was
taking
the
some
date?
of the best features into GT7. GT campaign, arcade missions, all that good stuff. And, you know, I got a chance to play, and it just looks and plays sensationally. The haptics, the vibrations, you feel the rolls, the pull and the weight of the different cars. I'll tell you, the one thing that I personally really liked is the braking variations through the adaptive triggers. That really kind of makes you feel like you're an incredible racer. And for me, that's great.
Great to hear that about GT7. I can't wait to play that. But I also really wanted to talk about Insomniac. I mean, this is a studio that is absolutely on fire the last year, maybe 18 months with Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ratchet & Clank, A Rift Apart, and now two big reveals tonight in the form of Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Marvel's Wolverine. It's kind of a shock. You work really closely with Insom, Herman. So what can you tell us about just why Insom gets so fired up about the Marvel Universe?
I mean, Sid, you said it. Insomniac are on fire. They've been just so productive. And I think the team in Insomniac, they're really always challenging themselves to raise the bar with their approach to storytelling and craftsmanship. And it's really evident in the consistently high quality of games that they've been delivering over the years. I think on top of that, they really prize collaboration amongst their team. And that collaboration that also extends to the way that they work with other PlayStation teams, but also their work with their great partners at Marvel. And that collaboration resulted in the amazing first 2 Marvel Spider-Man games. And I know that Insomniac are extremely excited to be further expanding the universe into Marvel Spider-Man 2 now. And they're also going to be raising the bar again, you know, in terms of immersion, action, visual fidelity. I think Marvel Spider-Man 2 will be a spectacular showpiece for gaming. And they're also so thrilled to then bring gamers an emotional and a suspenseful journey into Marvel's Wolverine. I think that
what's that guy going to do with that knife?
Be in for a treat over the next few years.
Very cool, very exciting times, and on multiple fronts. Tonight, we also got our first big look at God of War Ragnarok. Herman, what can you tell us about where Santa Monica Studio is going with this one?
You know, like many of the fans, I'm personally really invested in the relationship between Kratos and Atreus. We got to see in the trailer that there's some real tension brewing between them as Ragnarok approaches, so, you know, I can't wait for players to see how that relationship between them evolves. And you gotta trust me when I say that Santa Monica Studio have prepared quite a few twists and turns for players as they set up the finale of the Norse saga in God of War Ragnarok.
The finale, that's gonna be the last one?
God of War Ragnarok from Santa Monica Studio here in just a moment. But before you go, Herman, I want to get your take on Horizon Forbidden West. Now, we've learned that this one is coming out in February. I am sure that by this point you have played it. So what has jumped out to you? What can you tell us about the game?
I've had a chance to play the game on PS4 and PS5, and it looks great on both. For PS5, the level of detail on Aloy, her kids, her lighting, it's just exceptional. Even more amazing because the environments have so much going on too. From the ruins of San Francisco to those new underwater areas, everything just looks breathtaking. And it loads really fast because of the SSD. Plus, the combat in the game offers so much variety. It's all based
Sorry, not to try and talk over this. Yeah, Lucasfilm, they've put out... Let me look at this here real fast. Oh, that's on PlayStation.
On PS5, the haptic feedback on the controller...
Sotarista, do you have a link for that? I'd love to see it.
To the experience, you know, when you're firing arrows and the other ammo. You know, the team at Guerrilla, I know them so well.
I mean, honestly, that doesn't surprise me because that's been...
I just can't wait for gamers to get the next chapter of Aloy's adventure in their hands.
Okay.
Thanks for the update, Herman. We're joined now by Eric and Corey from Santa Monica Studio. And I
was going to say, that's been Sony's thing as of late, where they're releasing on PlayStation and PC, so that's great.
Look at it. And actually, Eric, I wanted to start with you. You've been involved with every single God of War, including 2018's God of War. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, Sid. I've been with the studio since 2004 in many different capacities, working with both Santa Monica and Ready at Dawn on the God of War franchise. And I don't know why, but they thought it'd be a good idea to say, hey, do you want to direct this one? And so that's what I'm doing. I'm directing God of War Ragnarok, or as Corey likes to call it, never heard of it. So that's the update on that.
So Eric, why the shift in leadership on God of War Ragnarok?
It's always been a tradition here at Santa Monica to change the directors across the games. You know, we've had really good success with that. Corey's been the only repeat director, and, you know, rightfully so. He's pretty damn good at what he does. So that's kind of what it is.
The important thing for us is to be able to kind of get a fresh perspective each time, but also...
The one quick thing I'll say on the PC is I can pretty much guarantee you that it'll be Epic Game Store. Because that's, again, what they've been doing. They have a deal with Epic.
So, Eric, what aesthetics or themes sort of resonate with you as a creative? I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is, like, how do you see yourself leaving your fingerprints on God of War Ragnarok?
It's kind of the designer in me wants to answer one way, but as a director, you have to answer a different way. I think you have to learn how to jettison your own
They've done
profession when you switch over to the director's role, which I'm sure Corey can.
They've done some Steam stuff in the past, like, 18 months, but it's mostly been Epic.
Kratos has never done again that we left in. That's the perk of being the director, I guess. But, you know, from my point of view, like, we want to tell a very heartfelt and epic story as, you know, a father and son go on a journey, and they kind of struggle with holding on to stuff and letting go of things. You know, it's a very difficult kind of human condition that we all deal with. And
so I can tell you, God of War, that is one game that I plan to fully stream and
drama, if you will, and kind of juxtapose that against
play here on the channel, because I never actually beat that game.
And you know, at the end, we just want to have an ending that feels.
I did like 10 or 15 hours, and then something came up, and I never finished it.
It's kind of, you know, I'm from the Midwest, so like slice of life.
I'm from the Midwest.
Mundane things are just as interesting as big world events, and so we try to collide those things together. It's, you know,
game's really good though. Won a lot of Game of the Year awards.
So with the game officially being called God of War Ragnarok, I guess it doesn't take a genius to think that perhaps Ragnarok factors into this game in some manner. Can you confirm that, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, you can't call the game God of War Ragnarok and not have Ragnarok happen in the game. So, you know, it's going to happen. We're going to cap off the Norse series with it. And I think Chris Judge said it best in the announced trailer last year. Prepare yourselves.
The last game ended with a teaser of sorts for Thor. And I just got to know, was that Thor's voice we heard in the trailer just a few minutes ago?
I don't know.
That was definitely Thor's voice that we heard in the trailer. Thor is being played by Ryan Hurst, which you might know him from Sons of Anarchy. He played Opie, one of my favorite.
It'd be cool if they could have actually gotten Chris Hemsworth.
And we're just delighted to have him come play in the God of War sandbox. And his take on Thor and our take visually on Thor is very different than the hunky Australian you might know. You know, he's much closer to the Norse mythology version. You know, he's this big, burly, almost hedonistic man-child, red hair, you know, left-handed, just a little off kilter than the Thor that a lot of people know right now. So I can't wait for people to experience more of that when the game's done.
We also heard the name Odin in tonight's trailer. So
and Loki.
I imagine if we're going to experience Ragnarok, Odin's going to have to play a pretty big role here, right?
Definitely. I mean, Odin is the Allfather of all the realms, so he's going to show up when Ragnarok happens. We're very, very happy to have Mr. Richard Schiff come on to play Odin for us. You may know him as Toby from The West Wing. This was one that we never thought was going to happen. It was like kind of a shot in the dark, and he got back to us, and we walked him around the mocap volume, and he was just like, I've never done anything like this before. Let's do it. And so the kind of rest is history. So I can't wait for people to experience that and see how he factors in. And it's a very different take, again, much like Thor. You know, he's like a old man who's just kind of busy with his own things.
I'm assuming that Jason Schreier is joking, but he just said on Twitter that Insomniac has 10,000 employees.
Kind of what we do. We just take what's known and curveball it a little
I mean,
bit,
it wouldn't surprise me, but
you know, make it special.
We also saw a couple of new characters tonight. So what can you tell us about them?
Are you talking about the little squid? Oh no, you're talking about Tyr. Tyr, the big guy. Yeah.
No, the squid.
He's the Norse god of war. And Kratos and Atreus have finally found him. We talked a lot about him in 2018, so we were like, well, might as well show him to the people. And then the last character we saw at the trailer, you know, like with the little wink and smile from Angrboda, she's one of the last remaining giants, and her story is pretty amazing and how it fits into the world.
She doesn't look like a giant.
Tyr's being played by Ben Prendergast, who's been completely absorbed in the role, even though he is not a giant as Tyr is. And then Angrboda is being played by Leia de Leon.
Gran Turismo is March 4th.
She's been amazing. Watching her chemistry with the other characters has been amazing, and she's one of the last giants that's living. So we have those characters and a few more. You know, there's a lot of different monsters you saw in there, and there's been so many talented people at the studio building this trailer and putting it together. I just want to give a shout out to the team. I love you guys. You know, I wish you could be here doing this interview with me. I wish you were all behind me right now at the studio. That would have been completely amazing. And, you know, lastly, to our fans, we have a saying at the studio that we are fans of our fans, and I cannot wait to watch all the tweets, the messages, the reaction videos that you guys put out, and our team to be able to take that into heart and just get excited and hyped, and then use that to push us through to finish the game for you guys. So thank you very much.
Now, Corey, we haven't heard a whole lot out of you here tonight. So now that we know you're not directing God of War Ragnarok, I was hoping maybe you could give us a little clue about what you may or may not be working on.
Yeah,
next.
Corey, what are you doing?
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd like me to just spill the beans and tell you everything that's going on right now. We're actually doing a bunch of stuff. It's really exciting, all the things that we're doing, and you're tempted to know what is this, but I don't really have anything I can talk about right now specifically, mostly because we're really focused on God of War Ragnarok, that I am incredibly excited that I finally understand that that's what everyone was saying, God of War Ragnarok. I was way off. I was thinking it was something else that they were talking about. I think we'll wait to get any deeper into anything else until later. We'll talk again, Sid.
All right. Well, thank you, Corey, and thank you, Eric. And next up, we have Ryan Treadwell. He's the lead producer at Aspyr. And wouldn't you know, just a little while ago, we got the announcement of a remake for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. So, Ryan, I guess my question is this like a remaster of the original game, or what's going on here?
It's so much more, Sid. This is a complete remake of this beloved Star Wars story. For Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Remake, we are rebuilding from the ground up while maintaining that integrity of story and character from the original.
So Ryan, how much of a remake are we talking about here? I mean, is this updating some graphics, adding some higher resolution modes?
You know, the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is a true classic and one of our favorite Star Wars stories ever. We want to honor that original story and make it as impactful for players today. In terms of the visuals, we have an opportunity to present this story with a much higher level of fidelity than was possible in the past, while making sure that we're being authentic to what players loved about that original game.
So we know Aspyr from bringing classic Star Wars games to modern consoles, but this is a much bigger project than anything the studio's tackled before. So what can you tell me about the team behind the game?
You're absolutely right. While Aspyr has enjoyed a great relationship with Lucasfilm Games through our work bringing classic Star Wars games to new audiences on modern platforms, this project is on a completely different level to anything we have done.
It's got to make you a little bit nervous.
That's why we knew we had to assemble the right team to do this project justice. We put together a team full of industry veterans from fan-favorite RPGs, even including the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It has been a really rewarding experience to assemble such a talented team to bring back an epic game. Of course, we're also working closely with the amazing teams at PlayStation and Lucasfilm Games. Together, we couldn't be more excited about what we'll be able to show you in the future. All of us are, of course, huge Star Wars fans too. One of the nice parts about building a team to make a big Star Wars game is the ability to instantly bond with all of the new people of your favorite aspects of Star Wars. We all have different Star Wars memorabilia behind us in every call, and it always sparks up a good conversation.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Very exciting stuff, and I'm definitely dying to see more of that one.
Thank you, Sid. It will be some time before we're ready to show more, but we're very excited about being able to reveal more in the future.
All right, and that's it for our show. You can catch up on all the big news on PlayStation.blog and check out all the trailers from tonight's PlayStation Showcase on YouTube. Thanks for watching.
PlayStation. Bye. Okay, I think we can do our recap now. Are we done? I think we're done. All right. Well, let's just go ahead and start with this for anybody who wants to see it. Here's the 4K trailer, 1 minute and 6 long, for Knights of the Old Republic.
Peace is a lie. That is what the Sith believe.
Wonder if that's new dialogue from Jennifer Hale.
They promise power. Now they wield it. We face the greatest Sith in generations. They must be stopped.
Dun 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 dun.
PlayStation.
All right. Let me go ahead and rewind the footage here real quick. So as I'm talking, I got something I can show on the screen here. Settle down there, PlayStation. That's kind of loud. All right. Let me do this. Okay, cool. So here real quick, if you are unfamiliar, there are actually multiple confirmed Star Wars games at this time. So obviously we just saw the confirmation of Aspyr redoing KOTOR 1. It's cool. It's something that's been rumored a long time, so it's not really a surprise, but it's cool to see the official confirmation that it's happening. But kind of like what the guy said there, this is the biggest project they've ever done. They've never done anything like even close to this. So this is not really a company that you can go back and say, oh, they've done this and they've done that and they have a good track record. Really, for this type of thing, they have no track record. So hopefully they'll do it right, but it's something that we'll have to keep an eye on just to make sure that the final product is good. I mean, at least, you know, they're not reinventing the story. They're just taking everything that's there and just making it, like, way, way better. So you would say, oh, that's really hard to screw up. But the funny thing is, there's been some companies in the past that have tried to do these remake remasters and have, in fact, screwed them up. So I guess we will see what they do. As far as some other Star Wars games, Jedi Fallen Order 2 is basically been confirmed, so we know Respawn is working on that. There is also a confirmed game, a confirmed Star Wars game being done by Ubisoft. So those are kind of the big three that are now happening. And then there's another, like, smaller bounty hunter game that's being done. I off the top of my head, I don't know if it's a mobile game or what it is, but not necessarily the type of game that I think most of us would be interested in. But yeah, just overall great to see that that we're finally getting that KOTOR remake. I wonder if they would do KOTOR 2 as well. Hopefully they will. And you know, this might be the kind of thing where they do the KOTOR 1 and the KOTOR 2 remake, and then they let somebody do a KOTOR 3. So maybe that's kind of where they're looking. So that's pretty cool. As far as some other stuff we got to see in the press conference, I will jump to, let's see if I can find it here. Here we go. So this is Tiny Tina's Borderlands game. The release date on this is 3/25/21. It's a game that's set in the Borderlands universe, but is not like a mainline game. But they're kind of doing something different. It's kind of like a D&D style game. You actually saw her like throwing dice there. They actually did, and I can't remember, I think it was for Borderlands 2. They actually did a Tiny Tina DLC that was all about D&D, and it was very, very successful. And so I think that's why they decided to go ahead and make their own game based on that. After that, we got to see, I'm going to skip ahead in the footage here. We got to see a little bit more on Forspoken. And this is a game that's been shown a couple of different times now, but they've never actually shown this much gameplay on it. But yeah, it's like a fast-paced, like, third-person action wizard spell type game. And other than that, don't really know too much about it. But just from all the previews that they've shown so far, it looks pretty good. After that, they jumped into Ghostwire Tokyo, which is another game. Oh, sorry, that's Alan Wake. I kind of skipped over that because that was announced like earlier in the week. But yeah, here's Ghostwire Tokyo, another game that was shown at the last State of Play. Another just like, almost like a weird Kojima-style game where it's just like, you don't know what's happening, just crazy, crazy things. Actually, you know, the really interesting thing, as I'm sitting here looking at my list, like, how many Marvel games were shown during this conference? It's actually pretty crazy. It's really interesting that we're going so heavy on the Marvel games all of a sudden. So again, this is Guardians of the Galaxy. This game's coming out here in a couple months. It's been shown a bunch of times. It looks absolutely fantastic. One question that you might have is, can you play all the Guardians? And the answer to that is actually no, you have to play as Star-Lord. All of the other Guardians are essentially companions, and then when you're in the combat, you can actually issue commands to them. So it's basically like a party-based third-person action game. But yeah, there's actually, they don't show any dialogue choices in this particular trailer, but they have in other trailers. So there will actually be like group conversations that happen, and then like Gamora or Rocket will say something, and you actually have to pick between like their answers or questions or whatever. And then depending on what you choose, the story progresses based on that. So I kind of wonder just how deep that system is going to be. I believe this game is also an RPG. I think they've shown loot before. And there might actually be skill trees as well, but I don't 100% remember that. But yeah, I just hope that it's good, because I don't know if we've ever actually gotten a Guardians game before. So it's got potential. Let's see. After that, there was Deathloop, which has been shown 1,000 times. Comes out like next week. We had this game, which I didn't write down. Nice little cutesy game. Those were kind of fun. Let me back up here. Next was one of the big shockers. The fact that Insomniac is now doing a Wolverine game. And as I mentioned previously, Insomniac has an incredible track record right now. Everything they've done in the last 5-ish years has been like an incredible game. I will say the difficult thing about doing a Wolverine game is it's kind of like the same as doing a Superman game, where you essentially have a character that is unkillable. So how can you make a game based on that? So we'll see what happens with that. That looks really good. I almost wonder, just simply based on that shot, on whether or not they're going to do more of like a Last of Us type story with it, rather than it being like an action-adventure game like the Spider-Man games, or even like Ratchet & Clank. This is Gran Turismo 7 with the release date of 3/4/21. And here in just a minute, I'm going to pull up the calendar. I'll tell you guys, the beginning of next year is going to be insane for video games. Absolutely insane. And they just keep stacking more onto it, which is just like, holy crap. Lots more Gran Turismo. I think I missed something in here. Yeah, Uncharted coming to PC. That is absolutely fantastic. The Uncharted series is one of the great video game series of all time. They'll probably bundle all 5 games. I think it's 5 games together for probably $60. That'll be a hell of a deal. I will most likely buy that. Funny enough, I've been waiting to do like an Uncharted series playthrough on the channel, and it's like, well, now I have no excuse. They didn't really talk about it, but I'm assuming that they're going to update those games as well, at least a little bit. All right. Here we go. So yeah, I think everybody knew that the second Spider-Man game was coming because the first one was so successful, and then the Miles Morales DLC was also so successful. Makes sense that they would go ahead and do another one. I wonder if they can actually pump out these games fairly quickly, because both of those games were essentially just they take place in New York. They've already built the city, and they have everything all rendered out. All they have to do is just keep putting in more missions and stuff like that, update the graphics a little bit. So yeah, I wonder if they can pump out these games like fairly quickly. And when I say fairly quickly, you know, the span of like a year or two. Because Miles Morales was last year, and then that right there they just said 2023. Actually, I need to write that down in my notes here. 2023. But I'm very curious to see if that Wolverine is going to be is that there's no way that that game can be next year, right? I wonder if they have the Ratchet team doing Wolverine. And then finally, yep, they wrapped up with God of War, which I think I called that towards the start of the press conference. That first God of War won a lot of awards. Really, really good. And everybody's been begging for a second one, and now we're going to get it. And everybody's hoping that's going to be next year, but I don't know. I don't know. So, any final thoughts, chat? Let me look at Twitter here real quick to see if there's any updates on anything. I was kind of pulling some updates as we were going there. Let me just see here. We do have some additional details on God of War. Takes place years after the first game, which I think we can see that because the kid is grown up. Thor and Freya are the two main antagonists. All 9 realms are in the game. New runes and abilities. Okay, okay. Now, funny enough, Aspire just commented on Sotarista's tweet, which this makes the message a little bit more confusing to me. They just said, we're bringing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Remake to PlayStation 5 as a console exclusive at launch, and then we're also bringing it to PC. But they didn't use the words at launch. Now, that may have just been a wording error on their part. I'm sure we'll get more confirmation down the road, but they got to be very careful with their wording on that. Hold on, let me go back to the tweet from Lucasfilm. What did that tweet say? Yeah, their tweet just simply says, coming to PlayStation 5 and PC. Okay. What else do we have here? So, more details on Spider-Man 2. Obviously, Venom is in the game and described as a single-player adventure, just like the last one. Features both Peter Parker and Miles Morales. That's not really new. Okay, StarWars.com has now published an article regarding KOTOR. Let's skim this here super fast. Okay. Hold on. I'm literally just like rapid fire, like skimming this. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Remake. We'll see the classic RPG return to PlayStation 5 console. Exclusive at launch and for PC. Yeah, just that wording is very interesting. I don't know if that's going to come later or not. The Texas-based studio that's collaborated with Lucasfilm on various projects over the decades. Okay, KOTOR Reborn. PC version has a 93 on Metacritic. That's pretty high. So basically, Sony is funding this to a certain degree. Okay. Not too much there. Pretty cool stuff, though. Let's see. What else we got here? A little bit of a repeat. So again, more info on KOTOR, rebuilt from the ground up, overhauled visuals. Okay. Yeah, interesting that they're not actually saying who the PC partner is at this time. Switching over to the Wolverine for a second. Okay, so apparently the Wolverine game is very early in development. So that's telling us 2024, 2025. Cutting edge gameplay. I see what they did with that. Emotional narrative. So I wonder if they're going to almost go like Old Man Logan with that. I mean, even with that, from that picture, it did look a bit on the older side there. Oh, actually, we're seeing it on screen right now. There for a second. That first Wolverine movie, which I think is, I don't know if that is even considered canon anymore within the Wolverine canon or whatever. Where he was like a logging guy or whatever. Yeah, here's actually a great tweet from, funny enough, Twitter Gaming. Great time to be a Marvel fan. Midnight Suns, Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, Guardians. Yeah. Midnight Suns, if you have not seen anything on that game looks fantastic. It's actually being done by the XCOM devs. So it's a turn-based tactical RPG. Oh, crap. And then I just closed my Twitter. Dang it. Lost my spot. Oh, we have a PlayStation blog on Forspoken. See if there's any... So yeah, this is by Square. Don't know if there's anything that we can pull out of this here super fast. Actually, is this the 4K trailer? Enter my birth date. I don't have a birth date. I'm immortal. You know what we can do? We can cheat. And PlayStation. There it is. Yeah, when they were showing this, it went kind of blurry. We'll see how the 4K looks.
I'll let you in on a secret, but I'm a pretty big deal.
Yeah, visually this looks way better.
No big deal. We are getting out of this city, Homer. I promise we'll go somewhere that loves cats. No more fights. Clean air, bright skies. What the actual fuck?
You know, something I'm going to just say here real quick.
Whoa, wait, stop!
It's kind of a great time to be a gamer. Because visually, every year, these games get better and better looking. We're at the point now where these games look so real.
Whoa.
It's pretty crazy what we've achieved over the last 30-some years.
Who's there?
And technically not Earth. Well, not what you would call Earth, anyway.
I swear to God, asshole, show yourself.
Language.
Show myself. I've shown.
Where are you?
Right here, at the end of your arm. Oh, hello, yes.
Okay, so let me get this straight. I'm somewhere that's not what I would call Earth. I'm seeing freaking dragons, and oh yeah, I'm talking to a cop. Did I just do that?
We did.
I just moved shit with my freaking mind! Yeah, okay, that is something I do now. I do magic, kill jacked up beasts.
That looks so much better.
No, you're just being ridiculous.
Oh, that's too far. Good to know there's a line.
Our land suffers. You are the only hope we have. You're special.
You're the one that's planning on facing off with Sylar. Tanta Sylar is the strongest and most formidable of all the Tantas. You will be doing our land a great service by killing her.
Frey. No name for a demon. I am the one you seek. The one and only Tanta Sylar.
That game looks cool. Very cool. All right, we'll flip back over to... Actually, I'm just going to minimize this. Yeah, that game looks cool. So yeah, that was pretty much everything they showed today. Pretty decent conference. Actually, Forster in chat says game animation still needs to catch up with reality. My answer to that would be, did you play Last of Us 2? They can do it. It depends how much money they want to put into it. And if and how much money they're putting into mocap. To me, Last of Us 2 right now is the industry standard for mocap, animation, acting, voice work. In those categories, that game's a 10 out of 10. And that was on a PS4, too. The PS5 version is like, dang, crazy. Well, for those who are watching on YouTube, I think we will wrap it up right there. Some very exciting announcements today. But yeah, pretty good stuff overall. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.